start a stream without even changing the titles. Hold on, gotta change stuff. Alright. Hitting class. 6. Live. There we go. Alright. Oh, yep. I need to also start the live stream for. Okay. Time to test. Testing. Can everybody hear me? Testing. Time to test. Okay, YouTube's working. Now to go to, I cannot. Testing. Can I hear? Do we hear anyone? Testing. Can I hear? Do we hear anyone? Okay, it's coming through. Perfect. All right. Now that everything is online, is working. Okay. Hi everyone. It's Rocky, and here. Welcome to the VOD, because I know that most people are not going to be watching this live, unfortunately. would be nice, but I can accept that. As long as people at least do watch the VOD, I'll be happy. Anyways, as I promised, as I said before, today is going to be a writing stream, because I'm still want to dedicate some time into writing my web series, Hidden Class Jolt. As I said yesterday, yesterday I did say, God damn, I cannot speak. As basically last stream, which was Warframe, I said that I just unlocked the second stream, but as I said before, I wanted today to be a writing stream. So just a dedicated hour or two of just writing for chapter 6, because I want to get this completed, because I only have high chapters, and I'm planning on writing a lot of chapters. Granted, they're not long, but they're not long, but there's going to be multiple. Of course, even though they're not long, I'm taking my sweet ass time trying to complete them, because I am procrastinating, and also just the Warframe addiction came back and hit me. Not to mention just a lot of life stuff. Anyways, we are just gonna we're continuing chapter 6. If I remember correctly, where we left off is just when Shinjun Wu and our main protagonist Shinjun Wu is going to, where did I name it? Excuse me. Yeah, we meet Goma and Ram. Goma is the head of the board house, head of the board, mercenary board house. Basically, like, like I want to say guild, but then like basically just like the place you go to get quests and stuff. Essentially, like the quest counter and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. and also Ram, who I named him Ram. Yep, Lost of the Lost Fang. Let's see, what did I name it? Lost Fang. I said it Lodge. That's what it is. I just called it a Lodge because I didn't basically just your quest house, where you get your quest and just like to go like how in fantasy and a lot of RPGs, just like a simple like, oh, go complete this quest, yada yada yada, and you get this, blah yada yada. Anyways, we are we meet Ram, who is a receptionist, a receptionist who is a small chameleon, like like a regular sized chameleon, who rides a floating magical branch. And we have just gone through Junwoo. Junwoo has just basically did like a small evaluation test, basically just to see like what his stats are, and so that way we can get like an evaluation of it, like evaluation recommendations and stuff like that. Like, oh, you have skills, you have skills in this department, you should do this, kind of thing. But because his stats, due to his hidden class, jack of all trades, all his stats are even. So Ram, not knowing what to do, essentially asked his boss, which is Lost Fang's headmaster, Goma Artemi, if I'm no, Goma Artemi, who is essentially on a giant brown bear dressed in like formal attire and stuff, or like like and not fully anthropomorphic, but it's like it still looks like a regular bear, but like still like imagine Zootopia, imagine that essentially, like like how like the polar bears, yeah, imagine basically that, but like dressed nicely and stuff like that. And Goma Tremor is a female bear, and basically because she sees after she sees Shinjuru's uh stats, she's just like, you know what? Since we don't know, let's just go to the training grounds to just basically do a do a test run essentially, and that is basically what's going on right now. If anything, but yeah, I just I'm reading and I can't talk at the same time. I'm really trying. If anything, I need to reorganize this quickly. Nothing beats seeing it for yourself. It's simple. A practical test to see what Junwoo can do. Nothing beats seeing it for yourself. Ram, I need you to do something for me. I need to go get some things. Alright. Goma quickly issues orders. And Ram immediately follows them. Goma places her large paw around Junwoo's shoulders and nudges him towards the doorway to the back. Let's head to the training ground. Goma starts to head out of the building. Come on, you guys. Junwoo ushers his two companions to follow. Soon they make Boro follows suit. Into a clear in clearing. This was the training grounds. Into no, let's remove this part. A huge piece of land filled with everything needed to help train newcomers. From dummies to Kargat, everything is accounted for and made for any kind of ascendant. There are plenty of other groups already training. Let's head this way. They reach an area away from the list before Goma turns to face Junwoo. While breaking eye contact, she points at the dummy in front of them. Wait, no, hold on. Before Goma soon they were joined by Ramagan. This time he has a barrel full of items floating along with him. I'll break. Okay. Places the barrel next to places the barrel next to them, allowing them to see what was inside. Goma, let's just remove that. Goma turns to Junwoo. Before explaining, you know, that all sorts of excuse me, all sorts of practice weapons. Wooden weapons. For practice and training. Goma turns to Junwoo. Actually, no. Forget about this. Due to your normal stats. Due to your normal stats, it's best that we test your compatibility. I am not spelling that right. Compatibility. I think I've heard autocorrect. But sometimes it doesn't always work. Soon they are joined. Yep. Soon they are joined by Ram again. This time. I keep skipping words. Jesus. Barrel full of items. Places the barrel next to them, allowing them to see what was inside. All sorts of wooden weapons meant for practice and training. Due to your abnormal stats, it's best we test your compatibility with all sorts of weapons. To see what suits you the best. The most, actually. Goma, then pulls out one of the wooden weapons. On the wooden weapons and hands it to Jewel. A wooden sword. I did not spell that right. Jesus Christ. A wooden sword. She then points at the dummy in front of them. What's the dummy in front of them? Let's see what you got. Um, okay. Junu walks up close to the dummy. Looks up close to the dummy. It was all battered and worn down from multiple uses. Uses likely from multiple fellow ascendants. Holding the wooden sword in both hands, firmly in both hands. Junu does a simple overhead cut, overhead slash, actually overhead chop against the dummy. I keep doing that. Why do I do that? I just cannot. I am so bad at writing. Overhead chop, a simple overhead chop against a dummy. The dummy barely flinched. Barely flinched from the impact. Keep going. Grandma simply wanted to see his prowess. Not keep going. Grandma simply encouraged to keep attacking the dummy. To see if Junu has any combat prowess. So far, Junu looks green as can be. Looks as green as can be. Actually, hold on. Before I continue, I just want to see what. I want to see if there's any Korean proverb for amateur and rookie, or simile, I guess, or metaphors, or rookie. Would you? This metaphor refers to someone who is inexperienced and would be. No, hold on. Korean sayings about being here, being a rookie. Okay. Meaning it like I don't know what the proper way to look it up, but I am not finding what I would like, I guess. As green as can be. Junwoo continues attacking the dummy. Mixing in all sorts of mixing all sorts of attacks. Mixing all sorts of attacks. Slashes, stabs, stabs, slashes, stab, chops, and much, and any more. And more as he continues. Quite wet, quite wet behind the ears. The ears. The ears. Goma can see. Goma can tell. Junru has no practical training or experience. Or no, proper experience. Per experience. Experience with a sword. Everything he did felt like he simply saw someone else. Felt like he simply copied what he saw. That's what it is. Copied what he has seen before. Well, all the attacks were practical. They were done so without much intention. Yeah, I'm just gonna move those over. After yeah, let's add a bit. After a bit, comma stops before swapping out the weapon. This time is slashes more. After a bit late. Hmm. After a while, actually no, as he continues. Okay, let's stop. Okay, let's stop. Let's stop there. Okay, let's try a different weapon. Different weapon. This went on for a while. Goma would choose a weapon and have Junwoo test to show his it would have would choose a weapon and have Junwoo attack the dummy with it. He would do multiple stabs with he would stab with a spear. A spear. Attack. Swing with a club. Swing with a club. Bash with a shield. Bash with a shield. There's a swing with a club. Bash with a shield. And much more with different weapons. Different weapons. Goma intently studied Junwoo's form throughout thoroughly thoroughly throughout the entire session. Let's stop here for a bit. Wait, what behind the ears? Goma can tell Junwoo has no practical training or proper experience. Everything he did felt like he simply copied what he has seen before. While all the attacks were practical, they were done without much intention. Junwoo simply emulated without understanding. Understanding the the reason or purpose. Seen before or did what felt practical. He simply emulated without understanding the reason or purpose of each move. Goma quickly no move. Junwoo? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm guessing you never ever used a weapon before, correct? Yes, ma'am. Junwoo gonna help it feel gonna help it be on couldn't help but be honest. Be honest and embarrassed. But be honest, I'm embarrassed. Honest, since it's been a while since. Honest, since it's been a while since his days in the military. And embarrassed because all he did was copy moves from movies and TV shows. From movies and TV shows. Movies and TV shows. It's been a while since his days in the military and embarrassed because all he did was copy moves from movies and TV shows. Let's see. Mm. Since you have no practical experience, since you have no practical experience, we will have to withhold a we have to withhold your evaluation for now. You will not survive without you will have to pass a practical exam first. First, to prove yourself ready to fight. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There was nothing he could disagree. There was nothing he could disagree with. If he goes out now, he would be nothing but dead weight. Dead weight to a quest. Dead weight and a liability. I will send a letter of recommendation Wait, hold on. Actually, before I actually add this part, that's into session. Let's stop here for a bit. Actually, no, hold on. Junwu, I want you to try something. I want you to try something. Goma picks up a small wooden stick. A wooden stick. a wand. Actually, wood stick. And hands it. Lends it to Junwoo. Picks up. Why did I add up? Jesus Christ. I think Kong's not here because he would be rolling in pain if he watches how I'm writing at the moment. Though he will be rolling his grave. Well, he will be not rolling his grave. He's not dead. Jesus Christ. He'll be rolling in pain or moaning in pain if he sees this live. But if he watches this VOD, then he will also still moan in pain. Are you familiar with how have you ever used magic before? No, ma'am. Figures. Figures. But no worries. No worries if you can't. Can't. Magic is okay. How do I'm gonna have to explain how magic works, but yeah. Magic is the embodiment of the mana that flows in. Yeah. Actually, I want you to try to focus your energy. No worries if you can't. Actually, no, I got it. No, this would be better. Goma places her paws. Her paws out in front of June. Place your hands upon mine. Hands upon mine. Junu obliges. I did not spell it right. Jesus Christ, I can never spell correctly. Elijah's resting his hands on pause. Excuse me. Pause. My pads. Worse. Surprisingly soft. Surprisingly soft. Soft. Now close your eyes and try to feel the inner. Try to feel the mana with it. Mana flowing in your body and mind. Why do I do that? I just keep doing that. Ah, I keep right. That's like a very big problem I have. Jesus, it's just like I'm like, well, I mean, like saying what I'm narrating as I'm writing, or I'm just like writing what I'm saying. But then like sometimes I just don't. I say something, but then I don't write it down. Like Jesus, it's such a bad habit. Like you know what I mean? Like you're like you're like thinking of something, and then like you're writing it down, but then like you realize it's like, and then you reread it. It's like, wait a minute, this is so incomplete because like I because I'm thinking about what I'm saying, and then I'm not thinking about what I'm writing. You know, or because like I'm saying it out loud and then moving on. My pain, I don't register that I have not written what I've written everything I've said. Junwoo closes his eyes and tries to focus. Soon you feel something. Feel something. Something both physical and yet not. It felt like when it felt like when brushing past them and flowing flows like water. Flowing like water. Brushing past it and flow and water flowing. Water flowing. Here. Past him and water flowing near him. It also felt warm, like the sun. Like, yeah, like the sun. I was gonna say fire, but actually no. Yeah, fire actually. Like a fire. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? 2 nods. Nods in agreement. No, not agreement. There's no agreement. Nods. Someone continues to explain. Actually, nods. Healing. You know, I'm just gonna write yes. That is what that is the energy known as mana. A source of is that is what we know as mana. A source of energy that flows. That flows in everything. Whether freely or contained contained and whether freely or contained and concentrated. Ooh, simply nods. Nods and understanding. Understanding her explanation. Her explanation. Someone removes her. Removes her paws and takes actually no, just remove this part because I'm just gonna add it down here. Have you ever used Mentor before? No, ma'am. Figures, but no worries if you can't. Place your hand upon. You feel that? Yes. Takes her, moves well, and moves her paws and Actually, no, I'm gonna have to. Okay. I need to reorganize this a lot. Okay, so because I'm trying to, because like the flow of the conversation is like feels finicky, I guess, because I'm a bad writer. So how we're gonna place this is okay. Yeah. All right. I think I like the structure better. He practices well like different wooden weapons, and then like just like copying moves from movies and stuff, or like what he thinks is cool and looks, and also just like what like action movies and stuff, just seeing what they do, and he's just copying that essentially. And then of course Goma sees through it, like, yeah, you don't know what you're doing exactly, do you? Nope. Have you ever used magic before? No, man. Figures, but no words. No, man. Okay, let's just do this. No, ma'am. Goma places her paws in front of June. Place your hand upon mine. Obliges rest his hands on her paws. Her pads were surprisingly soft. Actually, now close your eyes and try to feel the mana flowing in your body and mind. Feel that? Yes. It's nods and nods, understanding her understanding her simple explanation. Very simple explanation. Going roots her paws and shows a different demonstration. Demonstration for ascendants. Mana is important. That could decide life or death. Goma picks up. Goma picks up a wooden board. Picks up a wooden. Picks up a wooden sword. And for demonstrate sword. Mana can mana has many properties, such as imbuing it, such as imbuing it into your weapon before long. No, In a instant, the sword is covered in an instant, the sword is covered in mana, is covered in light, imbued with man, imbued with mana. Mana can strengthen your weapon. Can be used. Can be used to strengthen your weapon. Can be used to strengthen your weapon. Or simply and mana can be used to strengthen your weapon or strengthening your weapon or simply strengthen or simply cast it outwards. Mana can be used to strengthen your weapon or simply cast it outwards towards your opponent. Outward towards your opponent. Opponent. Uma does a quick turn towards the dummy while also slashing towards it. The mana imbued within the wooden sword shoots out into a magic splash. Into a magic magic slash, I guess. To a magic projectile. Shoots out in a magic projectile resembling the slash. The slash. Cutting against the dummy. Cutting against the dummy. if you have even more control. Even more control. You can manipulate its properties. And change it to demonstrate this. Comma within her palm, her paw, mana energy, magic energy. She begins to form. Form above it. Door. Changing into fire. Then water. Then then back into pure mana energy. And then we're just probably gonna delete this whole thing. Ooh. But yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't read that much. Okay. We'll just do usually I usually stream about 2 hours now for these I'll continue for another. I think I'll just probably continue for another hour. No one's gonna want to watch over an hour. Too much. But you never know. Then again. And you know what? I'll continue for a bit longer, or I find a better place to end it. Then back into pure mana energy. No. The energy dissipates and Goma hands the sword back to Kun Wu. Now try and concentrate. Imagine putting your energy into the weapon within your hands. Your hands. Okay. recalling the feeling Junmu focuses that feeling into his hands and then into the weapon. For a bit, nothing happens. For a bit, nothing happens. So, Junmu closes his eyes and recalls the feeling. Recalls what it felt like. What it felt like. Wind flowing past it. Water flowing near him. Actually, hold on, let me just change it. It felt like wind brushing past him and sounded like water. Like water flowing near him. It also felt warm like a fire. Water flowing. That's the water flowing near him. Sound of water. Of wonderful. And the warmth. Excuse me. And the warmth of a fire. Soon, soon he felt something. Though it wasn't much. He 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 slowly grasped that energy and focuses it into his hands. Soon the energy gathered and more did he feel the mana that's in the mana within him and surrounding him. Having grasped it, having sort of grasped that energy gathered, but it wasn't much. He slowly grasped that energy and focused it into his hands. That bit of energy. That bit of mana. Focus it into soon. The mana gathered, and more did he feel the mana within. Feel the mana within him and the mana surrounding him. And so he then proceeds to try to emit it into the weapon. The weapon in his hands. Then proceeds to try to emit it into the weapon in his hands. Slowly. To his hands. Imbue. Imbue it. Imbue it. Imbue. A single thought ran through his head. As he concentrates. Traits. Soon. Not bad, little cub. Bad little cub. Goma broke the silence. And Junwoo opens his eyes. Breaks the silence. Why do I keep not thinking about it? I also do that a lot too. I just keep writing in past tense, which is a really bad habit. Uh, okay. That bad little cub breaks his eye, and Junwoo opens his eyes. Before he realized it, the wooden sword was faintly glowing. Not as strongly or visibly as Goma's, but it was there. Knowing what to do next. Should move faces the dummy once again and with the imbued wooden sword. Wooden sword. He strikes. He slashes at the dummy. The mana immediately disappears. Disappears as the strike landed. Landed. As the strike lands. New combat skill unlocked. New combat skill unlocked. Actually, no. Before I do that, hold on. I just need to double check if it's correct with. There's one thing I definitely need to do is make sure that it's at least consistent. Okay, let's see. I need to open up my other. Yeah, this should do. Combat. Imbued strike. Imbued slash. That's leaving a dent in it. Doing a small cut. Smallest cut on it. I cut against the dummy. His first time. Cut it. It's not his first time, but like, well, kind of. He finally left him. He finally left. Alright. Actually, not forget this thing. New combat skill unlocked. Imbued slash level 1. Plus. I just want to check something quickly. How much did I add? Plus 10 experience points. Experience points. Plus 10 experience points. Leveled. Leveled up. Level up. Plus 1 that point. Did I just do 1 stat point? Hold on, how did I do my power system again? I forgot. Or did I even write it? So let's see, I wrote level 1 starts with 15 stats point allocated based on class. Level allows centers to increase number via stat point. Subsize increase via stat number by multiples of 5. Alright, that's how it worked. Yep. Plus 1 stat point. Due to hidden plus 1 stat point. Due to jack of all. Due to jack of all trade. Actually, what did I name the ability? Due to proficiency. Due to proficiency skill. Master of none. None. That point will be provided evenly and evenly and equally. I'll divide it equally. Oh wait, else. Excuse me. I'm just gonna copy this part out back in. Paste. Did I not copy it? God dang it, I didn't copy it. Copy. Paste. Because I'm just gonna basically be using this. Due to provincial stats points will be divided equally. All stats are readjusted in equal. Actually, no, I don't need this part. Vitality. So let's see, one stat point divided by 5.2. 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 2. 0.2. So now that means elf. What's okay? So the multiple. Let's see. Multiples of 5. Okay, so right because everything was 3 plus 15. So I need to do the math. I can do the math. Okay, so 15 times. No, 5 times. Calculator. 5 times 3.2 equals 16 plus 3 equals 19. 19. If anything, the stat point thingy here, the stats are still a work in progress. Because I mean, the reason why it's really it's like it's by multiples of 5s, but I really need those are like the raw numbers. But then again, no one needs to know the raw numbers properly. But you know, it's just like as a visual thing, a visual aid, I guess. If anything, I may need to. I might need to do it like this. I'm gonna have to. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. 3 plus 16. I should really. It should really look like this, honestly. Cause like the base. Oh man, this is gonna be pain. Good. Hold on, I'm just gonna need. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, bro, this is gonna suck. The stat parts. Cause like I'm trying to. Cause like how the. Okay, so if anything, to explain how stats work in this book. Well, besides like the fact that what they affect, but like the raw numbers part is the hard part to explain. Because like in video games terms, vitality affects both health and resistance. But like health, like that, like basically what vitality does is its raw number is equal to health. Like it adds to health in a multiples of five. So if it was when it was 3, it was 15. 15 it'll be 15 plus whatever raw number that health would have in a sense. And then like the same thing would be a resistance, and then like for everything else, yada yada yada. Essentially, like health could be 5, health could be 5, 6, or whatever, and then it'll add the number, vitality stat number, and multiply by 5, and then add it to the total. That's how it adds up. But at the moment, because of how I'm making this work, is that it will be divided equally. Because I mean, like the easy way is that, oh yeah, the stat, I just add enough stat points to make everything look even. That's one way I could do it. Which, honestly, I probably should, honestly, just to make it easier on myself. But that would mean I essentially have to add every, hmm. I mean, I guess I could do that too. Because because I'm thinking like, hmm, yeah, I'm probably just gonna do that just to make it easier on myself. Because, like, granted, like, then again, nothing's set in stone for my power system anyway, so I guess I could just do that too. You know what? Screw it, I'm just gonna do that because it's just gonna make the headache less egregious. Okay, so let me just delete this quickly. Re-edit. Do that. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 15 total. So let's make it plus 15. Plus 15 stat points. Because like the problem is like these are substats too, you know? Hmm. But then, I feel like the numbers would be a bit too high, but hmm. This is pain. Yeah, because like these are stats and these are substats, so that's the problem. You know what? I know what to do. I was just Let's do 5 plus 5 stat points. Every level up, and then because I wanted to add differences in stats, substats, and stuff. How do I do that though? You know what? I got it. Just a simple plus, you know what? +5 and then plus 5 stat points and +10 substat points. Plus +10 substats. Actually, no. I know. How. Okay, yeah, never mind. +5, but then like everything else is still 3 at the moment. They don't change until. hmm, Actually, no. Level up. Actually, no. I know. New. All right, not combat skill, just attack skill. Okay, you know what? Good thing. You know, I'll figure this out on my own later. This is gonna be pain. But I think I'm just gonna end it there. No one's really even watching anyways. But also I'm just gonna I think this is like an okay stop. I'll I think the next time we get next you know what, I'll fix this part later, but let's just get to that. Let's actually you know what, actually I know where to end it. I leveled up. I leveled up. You did not think you not think he would. Actually, Mood looks at us. God damn it. But yeah, if anything, I'll write this later. But if anything, next stream, I'll conclude it. That'll be the end of chapter 6, and also, well, including in the uh, next stream, well, next writing stream will be the conclusion of this, and also in that conclusion, we're gonna be rereading the whole thing just to make sure that there's no errors and stuff like that. And of course, I'll do some behind the scenes re-editing, especially this whole stat area. And besides, I don't want this to be too long for a writing session. And also to mention my brain is not my brain is kind of cooked right now in terms of trying to get this whole thing done. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this VOD. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Uh, at Rocky Tales Production. Follow me on twitch.tv/ Rocky Tales. And follow and also give my if you're else and if you're interested in seeing more of this of my web series, please go ahead and read. You can read the previous 5 completed chapters at my page, royalroad.com. There's a link to my royalroad.com page for Hidden Class Jolt. And right now I have 5. I have, as I said before, I have 5 completed chapters. This chapter 6 will be completed soon, but hopefully by next stream. Actually, no, it will be completed next stream. We will conclude it there, and we will also be doing a reread just to make sure that everything flows properly, and also last chance of edits, re-editing. But anyways, that's all for today. That's all for tonight. Next stream will be either tomorrow or Friday, and we will be doing Warframe: The Second Dream. So stay tuned for that. If you're more interested, you're probably more interested in that, to be honest. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Actually, no, good night. Actually, good night and goodbye. How about that? All right, see ya.